Hey, this is Market Moves coming at you. If you're a stock trader looking in the market at all, you would have came over Pixis in the last couple weeks. This stock is over 100% in the last couple weeks with its returns, and it's in the cannabis industry, so it's pretty hot right now. We're going to be going over the company, the charts, how it relates to the other companies that are in the cannabis industry, and more. Stay tuned. Before we dive into this company, go over everything it entails, I just want to remind everyone I have a playlist that is 61 videos long that's about pot stocks. This is linked in the top right hand corner. It's got videos on TGOD, Aurora, new age beverages, and more. It's going to update you in this market pretty quickly, and it's the best resource I can point out to you. Also, please hit that subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner over here, and you won't regret it. I put out content all the time. Not many people are going over this company, Pixis, and I am one of the first to do it. Let you know what they're about and how you can make money from them in the long term and the short term, all that stuff. So this is going to be a great video, and we're just going to be diving into the investor presentation right now. As you go through the website, you see it looks clean, it looks nice. It's a U.S. stock company. It's a U.S. based company. They're in North Carolina. And then you don't have to scroll far to find the 2019 investor kit. This contains the annual report from 2018, Q3 earnings, which we're going to go over some of that, and then the investor presentation. So I highly suggest you head to the website, check out this stock, and go to that PDF and just try to understand what it does. But I'm going to be showing you everything in the PDF in this video, so that's good as well. So right here, Pixis, from what I've seen so far, is an agricultural company. It does a lot of manufacturing and distribution. Right here you can see they're a global leader, 145 years in the industry of agriculture, and they have been shipping and growing everywhere in the world. So this is pretty big. They have more than 35 countries and ship to approximately 90. So they're growing in 35 and they're shipping to 90. And if you want to be a leader in the cannabis industry, you need to be able to ship to many countries very quickly, and they already have this network set up, which is very impressive, and they have some other bullish reasons why I do think this company could really take off. So really stay tuned till the end of the video. This is a very exciting company so far, and the best thing is it's very cheap. If you know me, I love a cheap stock when I see it, and I love a deal in the market. So here's why I'm very excited about this company. First of all, it only has 9 million outstanding shares. So talk about the investor owning most of the company. This is huge because the investor right now, with 9 million shares, I'm going to plug this into my calculator right here on the pot stock Excel sheet. This Excel sheet's free. It's in the bio as well. With 9 million shares, that puts us as the lowest share count in the whole pot industry on this spreadsheet, aside from MedMen. So MedMen, this video is coming out later this week, so stay tuned. But we have 9 million shares compared to about 1 billion with ACB, which is more than 100x. That's a huge number. And we have upper 100 millions for the other companies. So 9 million, if you bought this stock, you're going to own a lot of the company. And if you keep on buying the stock, you're going to be owning a large percentage of the company over time. And if it's a great company, that's the whole reason you want to invest. And then this is awesome. This is $1.9 billion in 2018 revenue. So I don't really know if these numbers are totally truthful. I haven't looked at the expenses, the gross margins, all that stuff, but I'm going through this presentation live right now. I haven't looked through it all yet, and we're just looking through it step by step together. So $1.9 billion is pretty exciting too. I'm going to shift this in the revenue column. This puts us at the highest revenue making stock in the cannabis industry. So this is not all cannabis revenue. Obviously, they have some other stuff they're doing. They just started to get into cannabis, so it's more so exciting what they could do with all this money. So with this money and the share count, it puts our market cap at about $160 million and price to sales almost at zero. So it's got the lowest price to sales, and it's very crazy. This price to sales is as close to zero as you can get in this companies making a ton of money, and I just don't understand it. This is very confusing from the start. Something must be up because a company cannot be this cheap that is making this much money. It's very, very confusing. They have a high employee number, a relatively good one, and that just shows you a lot of people are working here doing stuff that are moving the company forward. So I'm just going to scroll down through the slides, try to show you what's happening with the company. We see tobacco is a big product for this company. Tobacco trends look like they are slowly decreasing, so now is the time to shift to another product like cannabis. And since 2013, our volume in tobacco has been dropping from 422, I'm guessing this is million or billion, and it's been dropping all the way down to 380. At the lows we hit 370. So this is a very easy regression line right here going down, and we can see that we have dry metric tons and then green metric tons. So this is a great insight in the company. It shows us what they're doing, and then right here is a good percentage of their overall revenue and what they're doing with the products in the company. So they have about, looks like over 50% in global specialty products, and this is for 2023. So in 5 years, they're expecting specialty products to really take over. Right here is 2018, and we have tobacco being 97% of the whole company's revenue. Most tobacco companies are valued relatively cheaply, so it doesn't surprise me that this is cheaper than all the marijuana stocks out there. But yet again, they're hoping to get into cannabis, and they do have the money to back that industry or that growth up with them. So 3% is only their specialty products now. So 3% going into, let's say, 65% is a huge growth potential in 5 years. So very exciting what they're trying to do, and they're showing you right now that's the plan. That's what they want to do, is scale out of tobacco and head to specialty products. So what are specialty products? Let's see if they can explain this in the slideshow. Let us know what's happening. And I'm just going to be skipping through most of this right now, and this is just a good past 18 months chart and then kind of what's happening in the future. You can kind of see they changed their name. They're trying to rebrand. A lot of stuff happening. Investments made, nothing big I want to point out. And if you really want to dive into this, I would highly suggest you head to the website. But the next thing I want to point out is just the cannabis industry, obviously. I'm just going to be scrolling through most of this. Right here we have the new driver of the company. It's going to be cannabis. We have CBD oils. We have cannabis, grown cannabis here, and they know how to grow. They know agriculture. So this is a very safe company to just develop a new product and start taking off with it. So a lot of strength can come through this with this. And then we also have a current example of what they're trying to do. They're trying to make these unique CBD products and put them in the market and develop a brand, make strength behind it, and just give it to the consumer. So this, I'm not sure what this is, but all I'm taking from this is they have products they are thinking of and getting into the market. These are 2 for $20, so relatively cheap, and they have THC, so they are cannabis products. They are getting them out to the market already, so it's exciting. And they also have channels, route to market. They have a lot of integrations. They can easily get products into this market. So right here, acquire, launch, and rebrand. They have a lot of companies that they already acquired in the cannabis industry, and they're just hoping to rebrand them and get them out to consumers soon. So like I said, they're very set up to do this, and this is their main focus. And I just want to point out, this is a slide everyone puts in. This is just the overall market of cannabis, showing the increase of potential of the billions and billions of dollars that could be poured in. I mean, globally, it looks like e-liquids are going to be a huge industry with $43 billion in 2022. Right now, we're at $23 billion for e-liquids, and that's pretty massive right now, I would say. And this is global yet again. So Canada, the e-liquids is not that high, but in the United States it is. We're at 5.6 billion, and the overall cannabis in the United States is heading towards 20 billion in 2023. So we're somewhere in the middle here, maybe 10 or 11 billion dollars right now. So it looks like Canada is not as large as we are. So if they are producing in the US, if they're a US company, a lot of money to be made there because they have their stomping ground. They can easily integrate with the customers, and they don't have to jump through a lot of hoops. And here we just talk about their brands when they're rebranding these companies, what the margins they're expecting are. So for 2019, this year, they're expecting 20 to 30% margins. And yet again, they're doing all the rebranding in this year / the past couple quarters. So that's a lot of cost that is going to drop these margins. So for them to get 20 and $30% while rebranding, I think that's super huge. And if you look at some of the other cannabis companies out there, their margins are around 50%. ACB could be 70% some quarters, and we're looking at CGC in that 20% to 30% range. So we're already the middle player in margins, and if this can just pop up to 40-50%, we will be one of the leaders in the margins. So that's more money they get to keep, and very bullish for this company right here. So as you saw in the products, it looks like $43 billion is going into e-liquids for the whole global market. So this is a big market that they're trying to get into, and all the companies that they acquired are e-liquid portfolio companies. These companies are headed towards that product that they're trying to go towards. So e-liquids, that is where the margins are, that's where the money is, and they see this opportunity, so they're going for it with these 4 companies. They're going to rebrand them and get these products out to the world. So this is, again, this is something unique. I don't see this with a lot of companies where they have one single vision with a product and they see the opportunity. I don't think many other people or many other companies really see this opportunity happening. So I do think this is another bullish reason for this company, and they're just going to dive into each company specifically, and I'm not going to waste your time. We still have 50 more slides to go through, so I'm just going to pick and choose some of the best stuff. We do have a 19,000 square foot facility, pretty big. And as we go through them all, you just see the products, what they do. They do have 50 to 100% stake in all these companies. Humble Co. looks like a really good product for juice, and it just looks nice, it looks sexy, and they already have those products out there. So very interesting what's happening. So yet again, just a quick reminder that tobacco products, they are going to be 40% of the company. Right now, they're 97%. So it's very important that they stay on top of this. So they're just pointing out these last couple slides that tobacco is still very strong, even in China. China is a very big consumer for tobacco, and they recognize that. So they're trying to integrate some more with China and try to get some products out there. So tobacco, sustainable production, they're trying to make production cheaper and better for the margins and everything. So I like that they're still putting into this business, because this is the cash machine that they have. And then we just want to check out gross margins for everything. So we have revenue for the fiscal year 2018, $1.8 billion. And we have gross profits coming in at 13%. That is very low. Like I said, this is not a high margin industry. I don't think tobacco really is. And then we coming up with 2019 Q1. This kind of shows their transition. They have revenue coming in at $300 million about. This is up 5% from last year. Gross profit is at 44%. So we went from 13 gross profit to 44%. And that just shows you that they are getting a little bit more gross profit out of these new products out there. So gross profit as a percentage of sales is still relatively low. This is at 14%. Like I said, if they want to survive in this industry, they need to get to 30-40% possibly. So as I scroll down, you just see operating income, $4.7 million, relatively low. That's pretty much break even, and we had $100 million last year, so that's much bigger. Purchase and canceled $28.6 million of senior secured notes. Not the biggest thing I want to talk about, but the next thing I want to do is just dive into the numbers. It seems like they're all here in the sheet, so I won't have to dive into Q3 until the end. As you see here, we have average full service selling price per kilogram, and the marijuana industry prices it per gram. So if you divide this by 1,000, this is a very small number. Right now, they're in the marijuana business, you're making about $7 to $9 per gram, and they're making $4 per kilogram. So tobacco, definitely not high margin, and you're not making a lot of money per kilogram or even per gram. So the volume is there, but the sales they aren't really making that much from all these sales. So this is not the business I'm excited about, obviously. The revenue has been very consistent, about $1.8 billion, and we just want to see them fully transition to the marijuana products. We want to see them actually putting them out there, so then we can see the margins increase, and then we can see that business taking off. So I don't really fully believe that this transition is going to happen easily and quickly, and that we're going to see it be very profitable in the next year or two. I am going to be the skeptic that's going to be waiting to see the actual numbers coming out for the CBD products that were sold and how much marijuana has grown and how much their capacity is increasing. Because right now you can put a plan on a sheet and excite anybody, but the real investor waits a little bit to see evidence here and a little bit to see evidence there. So we have adjusted net debt. We don't have too much debt, which is good. And then leverage is not that high, so there's a lot of safe reasons to be in this stock. And the last thing I want to point out is we have e-liquids. This is the product they're going for, the market they're going for, currently bringing in $14 million, 14.7. Their target for 2023 is up, so don't know what that means, but it looks good. And we have also down here some more cannabis facts. We have number of harvests per year, 5 to 6, 2013, 5 to 6. Total square feet that's coming in, it's 44,000 square feet. It's going to be 1 million square feet in 2023, and that puts us at about 40 grams per square foot. So I'm going to do some math. I'm going to throw that in the pot stock Excel sheet, and we're going to figure out where this lines up for growing capacity. And here we go. The numbers are now in. We have a current growing capacity of about 400 kilograms. The future growing capacity in 2023 is going to be 40,000 kilograms. So this is 1% right now of what they could have in 5 years. So the growth potential is huge. But currently, since they're not growing a lot, you are paying the most per growing capacity. So the market cap divided by the growing capacity is going to give you how much we're paying per gram of growth. And as you can see, it's very high. It's about double how much we're paying for CGC, and it's quintuple how much we're paying for the other companies. So they're not growing a lot, and they're not making a lot from cannabis products. They're only making 14 million, which is it's going to put us in that middle range for all these companies in here. But yet again, their growth potential is not that large because they don't have the current growing capacity of some of these other companies. So this is a very interesting company to be watching, in my opinion. I'll be checking out to see what's going to happen in the future and with the new Q3, the Q4 that's going to be coming out, and how that changes the growing capacity, how much products came out, as well as their margins and what they're doing with acquisitions. A lot of interesting things, but this is a little bit too early for me to get excited as this company, but it's definitely one of the biggest marijuana potential growth companies out there that I could see popping 10x in the future. So this is one I'm going to have my eye on very closely in terms of trading. I'm definitely going to be watching it because the chart is fantastic. I'm going to just scroll to this chart real quick, and we're just going to check out what the chart looks like and where we can see this company taking off. So right here we have PYX. As you can see, just a huge pop from the $12 lows, and this is a ton of divergence on the market mover indicator. This is free for anyone with the premium service, so a ton of divergence here, very bullish, and we finally took off. So we went from $12 all the way up to $24, and at this point we just gap filled over here, hit some resistance, and we are going to consolidate a little bit, maybe touch the bottom of this channel, and then that might be a good entry point, honestly. So this company is just super cheap, so I don't think it's going to be selling off from here. I think if anything, it's going to consolidate and then make another run higher. So this is my take on the chart. Again, market moves. I hope you enjoyed this. Please share the video. Peace. For more information on the market mover indicator, free consultation talks, and courses, head to the website marketmovesmatt.com. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out the latest and popular videos I have uploaded.